Sorry, we should now be live. Sorry for the slightly late start. I was downstairs making a cup of tea and the kettle took a little bit longer to boil than I expected. How are we all doing? Oh, just ran up the stairs. Hello Joshua, I'm doing okay. How about yourself? Hello Kairu Monster and Berenson, I'm pretty sure you're here as well. I'm just going to give folks a moment to pop in and stuff. Oh. You were on a steam train. Okay, Joshua. I need information now. What sort of steam train were you on? I was just playing. I was on a rail tour to Dublin, County Kildare to Dublin Connolly. And what sort of steam train was pulling you? I meant, like, was it a little 060 tank or was it a proper tender engine? Yeah, I know my steam trains, so I'm interested. Monster, I was just playing Frontier's other theme park builder, Thrillville. I'd never even heard of that one. After several atrocious tries on Southwest USA Challenge, I decided to take a break. I'm just playing Monster Hunter World for now. Ah, Monster Hunter World. Dane was just playing Final Fantasy, where he was having to stealth around a behemoth, which was quite fun. It was a GNRI Class Q. Ooh, 440. So a chunky boy then. I don't know if you know of the class, Joshua, but my favorite, like one of my favorite steam engines of all time is, I think it's is it a J class, Austerity? They were like really chunky square engines, tender engines, built during the war, and I've always thought they were really cool looking. Anyway, before we get distracted by steam trains. So, as you can see, I did some preparation work on the area by our waterfall, and predominantly this is what we're going to focus on today. We're going to focus on this exhibit here, and sort of the surrounding sort of area. I've also put in a little viewing area for the Tarbosaurus with the JPOG viewing tower. I was really pleased with how this all turned out here, actually. But yes, we already have this exhibit ready to go as well. And as you can see, I've put in our wonderful riverside hotels. And they've all got different dinosaur statues outside of them. So you've got the Carnotaurus one, Ceratosaurus one. We've got Spinosauruses here in the center. And we've got some Allura Titan over by this one. Now, the other day, when I was doing some of this work, I was putting down some rocks along this wall, and the game crashed. Now, I don't know whether it was just, that it just randomly decided to crash on me, or whether it's a symptom that I've gotten close to some sort of build limit. So, we're gonna play today by ear, but obviously if today we experience any more crashes or anything like that, we will have to accept that the park has reached some sort of limit, which would be shocking considering we have barely touched this area down here and not really done much, I would argue, with this park at all, really. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So this exhibit here, I want it to be for something that is not overly dangerous. It's big enough for at least 2 species, but I want one of those species in here to at least be Huangosaurus. So the other species we'll figure out. And I wanted to do something different with the enclosure, I'm just not sure yet. So I wanted to know whether you guys had any ideas of something that we could do with the enclosure to make it a bit different. Trying to tranquilize compies in challenge mode is a nightmare. Yeah. I mean, the fact we have to do that at all is... I mean, I'm pondering maybe we do something different with the decorations and give it a particular theme, but... don't know, maybe use some of these ruined pieces to give like a ruin feel, but I feel that doesn't really suit plant eaters. I feel like it suits carnivores more. Maybe we could put in, you know, one of the archways again over here, but I don't want to do that too often. I suppose we could put a boat in here. just have like a giant boat in. That might be a bit much. Yeah, it doesn't really work, that. How about a ruined village? Maybe? You could go for like a slightly Mayan feel with it. Like use some of these towers. These pyramids were all just way too big and vulgar for my liking. Yeah, maybe we can use some of the Egyptian buildings, but yeah, that doesn't really suit. I'm just not sure. You know, maybe a campsite. Maybe. I was actually thinking maybe drop the enclosure down again and then have like a... use the bridge pieces to do like a bridge that goes over it. It's a bit of an awkward shape of enclosure, really. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe something simple, which isn't too bad. I do want to do something with the fountains, though, for over here. Okay, we'll have one there. And one in there. What species are you planning for the habitat? So, Huangosaurus is going to be one. Because Huango is one of my favourite animals in general from this game. So, I want him in my park somewhere. And the other animal I will leave up to chat to decide on. Whatever we pick, though, it's got to be something that we can have around relatively low walls. So it can't be anything that is like too massively dangerous with really big horns, for example. I am going to do these ones manually because I want them to be relatively long to cover the rear of those. What about Gigantospinosaurus? Could be like a Chinese stegosaur habitat. You know, I quite like that idea. It's a shame. I would almost say maybe we should try and theme the enclosure to have a Chinese style, but I don't really think there's any way of doing that, really. Because we just don't have anything decorative style-wise that really screams Chinese. Maybe, I'd say maybe we could use the kelp as like bamboo. But I don't think bamboo grow. I mean, I know bamboo grows tall, but I don't think bamboo grows that tall. I actually really like that idea, though, of using this as like bamboo. I mean, it's not perfect, but we could probably get away with it. A bamboo forest would be nice. Maybe then we try and prehistoric bamboo. You know, I think that's a good enough explanation, actually. Prehistoric bamboo. Okay. And then maybe we could try and make use of some of these. I mean, I would say they're a bit more Chinese than... They're a bit more Japanese than Chinese in feel, but maybe we could make use of these too. We've got like the poles as well. Maybe if we put some of these around as well. Like if we sunk them into the ground, so you don't see the bottom, then we can have some of these shoots about. It's just like bare bamboo. Right. Okay. Okay. We've got the basis of an idea now. Rock colors. Let's stick with using these. Hello, Spiny Games. How are you? Yeah, I've not been doing too bad. Me and Dane have had a kind of change of a change of plans this week. So we were supposed to be we were planning to move out of the house where we're renting at the moment, but unfortunately that plan has been slightly scuppered. We've had a few problems. Chief among them is just the stress of dealing with the situation has really caused some let's just say mental health problems for a couple of the folks, or for one of the folks we were planning to move in with, and he's just decided now that he just doesn't want to move at this point in time. But even if he had not pulled out, like me and Dane then got told by our landlords that we like our council, there's been a problem with our council as well about something completely different. The TLDR version is we're staying at our current address for the time being. So yeah, we won't be moving, which is it's a bit gutting. But on the other hand, it means there won't be any sort of gaps in content for the channel. And I can, you know, start actually working on some of the bigger videos that we were going to do, like the Walking with Dinosaurs ones and stuff. So, you know, it's a bit annoying that we aren't going to be able to move, because we have wanted to move for a while, but, you know, it's not all bad, is what I'm trying to say. I actually really like how this looks. I'm actually really digging this. Like, put a few other plants around these, and this is actually going to look really, really good. I'm liking this idea. I don't want to use them too much. Because I don't want the enclosure to feel too crowded. They are going to be relatively small and small creatures, so I don't want the paddock to feel too crowded. But we can definitely have some patches here and there for sure. And yeah, Kairu, it is best to take your time on big stuff like that. Me and Dane have been... Sorry to... I don't know how old you guys relatively are, but sorry to speak like the adult for a bit, but keeping a roof over your head is one of the most stressful parts of adulting. Whether it's renting or anything, it's incredibly stressful and tiring. Especially when, you know, there we have the situation that we do, and I'm sure this is pretty similar to a lot of other countries where it's almost impossible to own a house in this country because it is so expensive. So when you're stuck kind of privately renting all the time, it can be quite a bit of a ball ache, for want of another term. But anyway, like I said, it means that you know, we can keep on with making regular content. We won't be having any gaps, and it means that I can also, you know, knowing now how much time I'll have, I can actually invest in doing the walking with dinosaurs videos that I've been wanting to do for ages, ever since last year, in fact, but just haven't quite had the time to do them. Okay, I'm really liking how this is going. I do want to have, like... Maybe we should have, like, a patch which is, like, half... Right, each of these is going to have to be moved, sunk, move and sunk, move, sunk a little more, move, sunk a little more. I just want to kind of create like an area where it's like it's been cut or, you know, forested or eaten, I suppose is the word I'm looking for. These bamboo poles, I think it's one of the weirdest decorations we got for the game because they're incredibly useless at almost everything. Like, I don't see the point in them. And maybe we can then, like... If you put, like, a really sparse patch over the front... Maybe not the really sparse one, but, like, the slightly sparse one. Yeah, I'm liking that. Maybe if we do then a row of rocks. Yeah, I like that. Hello, Goofy Goof. With mods, I think you could turn them into reeds. For sure. I mean, one of the biggest problems with those sorts of bamboo pieces is that they're quite small. So you have to put down, like, loads of them to do anything with them. If we had a better system, or someone, like, put a bunch in a row and then made that an asset, that would be useful. What's with the above water kelp? Well, Goofy Goof, this is not kelp, this is bamboo, prehistoric bamboo. Spiny Games, we're putting Huangosaurus and Gigant Spinosaurus in here as a sort of Chinese stegosaur enclosure. Hence the bamboo. I think I want to kind of have like another thick patch here. Maybe we could have like another thick patch. Yeah, I want to kind of have two areas open where we can put just like some normal trees. So I think maybe there and there we'll leave them open and put some normal trees in. Hello, Alt Lemonade. This is not kelp. It is prehistoric bamboo. And then I think if we just put like some like big rocks down here that we can like use as basis for where we put the bigger trees. Same for over here. Yeah, I'm liking this. Did you just say Alt Lemonade? That's his name. Oh, it's at Lemon. I'm sorry. It looked like Alt Lemonade. Nigersaurus would make a great panda. True. I don't think Nigersaurus is Chinese, is it? Honestly, they look like really tall corn stalks. Oh. I believe when they first brought them into the game, I said that they just reminded me of giant corn plants rather than kelp. So yeah, I understand what you mean there. Is it truly an Asian Jurassic Park without Yangchungosaurus? Well, this is not an Asian Jurassic Park. We're just theming this one particular enclosure, that's all. Right. I also want to be relatively careful with the types of normal plants I put in here. I don't know much about Chinese plants, though. Put a couple of these down. Maybe we should just stick to the trees that are not green. Just like stick to like the reds and the orange trees. You know, that's not too bad. Just sticking to those. We don't need too many of them because we're only putting them here to free up some space, really. Fill up some space. Free up some space. The Enchanted Forest? No, that's on top of the hill, isn't it, Berenson? This game is really missing long-tailed pterosaurs. Yes, so obviously long-tailed pterosaurs, basal pterosaurs. The only one we do have is Dimorphodon. I think one of the problems with the basal pterosaurs is that they're all pretty small. So really, even if we had them, I can imagine they wouldn't really work very well until we had a better way of, like, showing them in the parks. I am going to put a few bushes and stuff around the bamboo just because it needs bedding in. Otherwise it will look a bit bizarre. Maybe with some bigger bushes in here. Doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. Oh, it is tipping it down. Oh, blimey, I'm missing chat, sorry. Rhamphorhynchus or Darwinopterus would have been cool for long-tailed pterosaurs. Yeah, in fact, I think I made a video... ages ago, and I think I mentioned Darwinopterus in that video. For 24 hours, would you rather be stuck in the woods with 2 Carnotaurus or a pack of 10 accurate velociraptors? Definitely the velociraptors. I don't see the velociraptors as particularly threatening, if I'm honest. Honestly, I think the little velociraptors, accurate velociraptors, would be pretty friendly. I reckon. I reckon it wouldn't be difficult to befriend a couple. You know, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. I think this is looking really, really good. I wish we had proper sand rather than this gravelly stuff. But it'll do. we go, a little bit of water depthing. I feel like we don't even really need to add too many more plants around here. I mean, I'm happy with this rock wall as it is. We do need to add like some foliage around. I'm going to use this cycads and stuff around where we've got the trees, and then I'm going to just use patches of flowers around some other areas. And maybe some and then I'm going to use some low intensity low intensity like dirt, just to create some paths around the enclosure. Like that. Just going to quickly save. I think the sound bugged for a moment there. But yeah, I think this looks really nice. I think it works. Right. I did just save, didn't I? I did. Let's go and get some skins for our little Chinese stegosaurs. Fletcher the raptor tamer. Why don't you get the realistic textures mod? If I'm honest, at Lemonade, I don't like the realistic textures mod. I don't like the choices that they've made for that particular one. I also don't like the fact that it's very performance heavy. And there are some textures from the base game that I generally do like. What waterfall mod do I use? So the waterfalls come from a general larger mod pack that adds a bunch of Mayan buildings and a river cruise and stuff in. It's a component on that. They're not the easiest things in the world to use. Right, Huangosaurus. Right, I have a few skins that I particularly like the Huangos to be in. Is it... it that one? Which green is it? Yeah, it is that one. So this is one of my favorites. Is it? Do I want it in? Yeah, we'll have it in black. Since Hwango is the animal that I'm adding into the park, I shall do the skins for this one. But for the Gigant Spino, I'll leave it up to you guys. For the no Berenson, there are no skin mods here for this one. It's in a different mod than the mine stuff. It's somewhere around those Lost Eclipse. I can't remember specifically. But I'm sure it's one of those. Yeah, it's base game. Hwango is one of the few dinosaurs that actually made it from Jurassic World Evolution 1 with its good looks intact. Now for female, I could just remove the pattern, but I also want to change the color of the skin, make it a bit duller, and I kind of want to model the back so it maybe that. Yeah, Chaplin Valley and Lithobates will be our female. Right, and then we're also going to have a Gigantospino. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever used Gigantospino in a park. So this will be the first time. It is a shame it was in the deluxe edition, and you know, when I do my overall review of Jurassic World Evolution 2, I will mention it, but I'm going to mention it again here right now. Locking a Jurassic World Evolution 1 species that was base game behind the deluxe edition paywall for the second game is a really shitty piece of money grabbing from Frontier. Right, let's have a look at these skins. I would like a skin combination which is really different to the Hwango's greens. So I'm thinking maybe we should go with red of some description. Or the tan is quite nice. What do the patterns look like, though? See, Gigantospino hasn't quite made it through the games with a nice pattern combination, that's for sure. You know, the tan yellow, mustard yellow with the purple might be a bit too similar, but the tan with the blue I actually think works quite nicely. The orange, it just looks like a pizza. The grey is quite nice. I quite like the grey actually. What's the closest thing to black and white? Let's have a look. Can't have black and white. I suppose you could have actually, you know, I'm quite fond of that combination. I do like Killian Mountains and Pelophylax. If we had that as the males, Killian Mountains and Pelophylax, what do we do with the females? Do we make them... we could make the females a really light... Is that... And it's red. So Killian Mountains is like black. I suppose we... That's more of a grey. We could make the females like a grey. And then if we gave them... You can't really give them a pattern that works. Unless we gave the males this much more vivid blue, and then the females we gave the lighter blue, or just no pattern at all. Maybe just make the females just grey. Limpopo lithobates. See, that's really nice as well. Maybe for the females then, we'll just make them grey. We'll just keep them as grey. And we'll just have them as Svalbard. And make the distinction really, really clear between the males and females. And we'll just keep the males as that blue. I think that works fine. Right, let's go back to main menu. I'm going to quickly catch up on chat. Sorry about that. Frontier truly has something for making black and blue combinations. Yeah. Secret Species pack could have been so much better. Yeah, you know, again, Kairu, I said it at the time, but I'll say it again. Making us pay for the same species again with very minor cosmetic modifications is money grabbing. It's no different to EA Games bringing out a new Sims title and making everyone buy the DLCs again. And if it's not acceptable when EA Games does it, it's not acceptable for Frontier to do it. Yeah, I'm also with Righteous Ham. I think one of the problems with the Secret Species pack was not only was it just a hybrid pack, but it was also it came with absolutely nothing else. Like there was nothing in the Secret Species update for the people who didn't want to buy the DLC. Not really. Hello, Melissa. Yeah, we basically had to pay for 4 species again with this game. And yeah, I think people not calling Frontier out on that. The Ankylodocus was a success, and you know, we have to give credit where credit is due. The Ankylodocus was the best animal in that pack, hands down. Let me guess, a pterosaur is stuck? No. A pterosaur is not stuck. This Australotitan is looking for health and food. Is looking for food. You got tall fruits all around you, dude. There's ginkgos everywhere. He's choosing to go and have a drink instead. Go and eat, my dude. There's a Gingo right there. There we go. Australotitan must have gone. I reckon he was probably I reckon he was probably stuck, and we didn't notice when we were doing the stuff down here, and now we've loaded back into the game. He's become unstuck. Where is our... There it is. We've been calling them out, but they just don't care. Well, I think one of the problems, Goofy Goof, is that based on the state of the Reddit and the sorts of people that I see commenting in Evo's chat, I think too many people are not bothered enough by some of the stuff that Frontier does, because... How to word this without insulting people? A majority of the people interested in dinosaurs and Jurassic Park are the younger generation who do not care as much about stuff related to gameplay or consumer, good consumer rights as some of the older generation. And that's where I think the disconnect between Frontier and the fan base occurs. I do also agree with you, Righteous Ham. I mean, that was fundamentally one of my biggest problems with the Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom films, is that they've invented a dinosaur with them when there was so many dinosaurs they could have used in that film without resorting to a hybrid with superpowers. Ah, I see. Melissa, you and Berenson know each other from elsewhere. Oh, she's just gone. Ah, that's where. I see. Yeah, stuck in looped animations is a bug that happens way too often. The secret species perk should have been creatures that have little to no information known about them. Yeah, Goofy Goof, I agree. I feel more older dinosaur enthusiasts play JWE2 as it's not really for 5-year-olds, which is the prime dinosaur age. Maybe at Lemonade. But it still seems like the majority of the Jurassic fan base is young, definitely under 14, 15, I would say. Jurassic Park via the MCU is fundamentally uninteresting. It is. It's why I'm not particularly interested in the next film. I'm like... You've had 3 movies to show that you can make a good Jurassic Park film, Universal, and they've all been pretty crap. They're definitely going to have to earn my money this time. Same with Frontier and making any possible Jurassic World Evolution 3. And I keep saying this because, you know, I think people keep forgetting, and they talk about Jurassic World Evolution 3 like it's definitely going to 100% be a thing. We do not have confirmation of anything yet at all. But yeah, if there is a Jurassic World Evolution 3, they are going to have to earn my money this time. If I don't think it does enough in the trailers and the dev diaries and everything else they do for it, if I don't think it looks like a substantially enough improvement, I won't be buying it. Yeah, I'm the same at Lemonade. I'm just going to pirate it. They had my money for the last two, and they were rubbish. Right. Jurassic World wasn't that bad, no goofy goof. It was a passable action flick. There were some bits of it that were stupid, but it was at least passable. Fallen Kingdom, though. Good grief, Fallen Kingdom was bad. And then we all thought, well, they can't make it worse. And then Dominion came along and good lord. There's a quote from my favourite video game reviewer, Yahtzee Croshaw. When he had to review a Godzilla game, he started the review with "this game's shit," and then went on to say, "Oh, I normally do more of an introduction. Let me try that again. Goodness me, this game is shit." And I was kind of the same with Dominion. Like, this film was crap. And let me try that again. Goodness me, this film was crap. Obviously, if you liked it, fine. You know, people are allowed to like what they like. But, Jesus. I didn't think they could make something worse than Fallen Kingdom. At least for me. Yes, Rick Rolled, there has been a Discord for a while. We have had one now for a while. There is a link down in the description. It should say on screen, you know, Discord in the description. You think Fallen Kingdom should have been 2 films? Well, at least that would have given the Indoraptor more time to, you know, actually do something worthwhile with its life. Oh, it's all right, Rickroll, don't panic. Real life takes priority. Berenson, I think you should join the server. For sure, you are like one of our most loyal watchers these days. I'm surprised you're not in the Discord. I'm likely in the minority that I didn't care all that much for Jurassic World. It expected the audience to accept far too much without expecting the audience to ask questions. Yeah, I mean, that was one of my biggest problems with it, Righteous. Is there something about Fallen Kingdom you particularly dislike? As in, my number one hatred from that? Because I have so many things I don't like about that film. My number one thing I hate most about that film? Trying to find something I hate the most out of a film I hate pretty much everything from is tricky. I think if I was going to have to label something as, you know, the biggest reason I don't like the film, I think it's the overall fact that the film was written to remove tension or thrilling elements, and to remove anything intelligent, to remove any decent character moments, and replace them with pointless action sequences that really don't do very much. And I would say that was also the problem with Dominion. Dominion, it was just action scene after action scene after action scene, and it was exhausting and boring. I never thought you could get bored of watching dinosaurs chasing people, but Dominion demonstrated it's very easy to get bored of it. I completely agree at Lemonade. I wish I'd never spent money watching that film. Fallen Kingdom was too silly and too cowardly, yeah. Oh, the clone child. Don't even get me started on her. Jesus. You know, the minute I saw her in Fallen Kingdom, I suspected she was going to be a clone. It was just so flippin' obvious. And it's such a boring route to take as well. It's the default sci-fi route. So there's our Hwangos. Wow, the Gigant Spinos and the Hwangos are kind of the same size, aren't they? You know, I am wondering whether we could get away with having Chungking in here as well. Do we think there's enough space for Chungking in here too? Like, how are we spaced? Never watched Dominion. Consider yourself lucky, Righteous Ham. But if you want a general gist of the story and everything in Dominion, me and my mate Nerd Guy Productions did a long 2.5 hour long stream going through Dominion in a massive deep dive review, so you can give that a watch. Yeah, the cloning of people, it's just such a mediocre thing to do. The locusts were a really substantial issue for me in that film. The locust plots, I'd say no, but I treat my parks like nature reserves. I mean, I do try to do that as well, Righteous Ham. I mean, we've got, like, this huge enclosure for 2 Tarbosaurus. I think this is enough, actually. I think that's enough. I don't want it to be too crowded. I think that's sufficient. And I do really like how this looks. Like, oh, that's a hang on. This is definitely a screenshot moment. I'll have to take it at midday. This is definitely a screenshotable moment. Walking through the archways of bamboo, prehistoric bamboo. It's flipping enormous though, isn't it? This isn't just like prehistoric bamboo. This is like maybe we have underestimated how tall this actually is. I mean, how enormous would... That's a good picture. Little Hwango. Hello. Do we have where's Brachiosaurus? Because I know Brachiosaurus is about 12 meters high. That bamboo, it's Brachiosaurus sized bamboo. It's prehistoric bamboo. It's prehistoric bamboo. It's fine. The fact that it's that tall, it's fine. That is some tall bamboo. But yeah, as someone's the locust plot to Dominion, it was it's a terrible idea, the locust plot. I mean, for me, primarily, the locust plot completely destroys the point of having the dinosaurs in the wild. Like, why would you go through the effort of putting the dinosaurs in the wild only to give up with that and just have the main threat being a bunch of locusts? Like, what's the point? Genetically modified bamboo. Yes, it's hybrid bamboo. We've hybridized the bamboo with giant sequoia redwoods. There we go. It's hybrid bamboo. I have heard that Camp Cretaceous is okay, but I just won't watch it on principle. It's a kids show. And I think the Jurassic, it would be nice to have some element of the Jurassic franchise that's not aimed at children, considering the flipping films are basically aimed at kids these days. Right. So, this is going to be the next bit we have to work on, which is the area down here. And this bit, I'm not 100% sure what to do with. But I do want to try to have a Utahraptor enclosure down here, considering I promised Berenson there would be one. So, I want to try and find some way of putting the raptor enclosure down here. But I also kind of want to have like a guest plaza, like a proper plaza here. Because I feel like this sort of it's like a... You're going to come off the gyrosphere and you're going to look out here and it's going to be... I feel like a big plaza would be a good feature to have. Hybrid bamboo is more interesting than the Indoraptor. I'm glad you think so, Goofy Goof. Kids shows can be good, I agree. I was a big fan of the reboot Thunderbirds that they did some time ago. I mean, I was a fan of the original Thunderbirds. And I thought the reboot was equally as good. I don't have anything primarily against, you know, animated shows or that sort of thing. My issue with it is just that they really did aim it at children to make money, basically, to sell those toys. And that just put me off. Plus, we all knew she wasn't dead. They wouldn't kill off a child character. I do wonder, how do we get people down from here? Do we just go with a straight downward? I feel like that's a little boring. Maybe we could do like a sort of curled path. So we have it kind of go around and back on itself. And then we just keep doing that. And then we can just like... We can have some like decoration at each level. So that would then be on the bottom there. I do wonder whether we need to make that wider. I think that should do. It would be cool to see a dinosaur film aimed at an adult audience. I agree, Cairo. Like, I feel like an R-rated, I say an R-rated, sorry, I'm using American terminology. An 18+ movie with dinosaurs in would be really interesting to see, for me. Same as, like, there was a rumor many years ago that the next Star Trek film was going to be done by Quentin Tarantino, and I was all for that. I would love to see what sort of Star Trek film Quentin Tarantino would come up with, because I reckon it would be awesome. But in the end, apparently that fell through, unfortunately. You know, I think we didn't do... I think we've done these a little wrong. I think that maybe they're not tight enough. The curves. I feel like we need to make the curves tighter. But actually, if we make them too tight, it'll kind of spoil the look. Maybe if we... So, let's put this one a level down. Like that. And then we have this one. And then maybe here. Maybe we can tighten this one. So have this one come here and across. And then this one comes sort of here and across. And this one, yeah. Sort of there. That's a bit better. I am trying to keep up with chat, by the way, folks, but you're very, very talkative tonight, which is nice. I wonder if there are any mods that consider guest accessibility. Not that I've seen, Righteous Sam. I know what you mean. None that I've seen. I mean, it does make me laugh, some of the extreme angles you can put this paving and that at, and it's like... Yeah, because that's disabled friendly, isn't it? Okay, that's a little nicer there. Just drop this down here. And actually we don't need this one, because then we were already down. And then we can put the plaza basically off from here. Ah, the Spinosaurus. Honestly, I think it would be a terrible idea to bring back the Spino. I know I said this last stream, but I just don't think it's a good idea. Plus, I kind of want to see new animals. There are so many dinosaur species. Couldn't we just have some new animals? Why do we have to keep going back to the same old T-Rex, Velociraptor, Brachiosaurus, Triceratops, Parasaurolophus? Like, I get it, they're the ones people know and are the most famous, but at the same time, it's like, there are so many dinosaur species you could choose from. Some that are legitimately interesting. I think my mouse is dying. I noticed I've been struggling. So he keeps... I think maybe something is stuck inside, because it keeps clicking itself. There we go. Right, and then from here we want to... So we're going to have a route that goes to the swamp. Which is going to pass through a forest before it gets there, with, you know, be a curly path. But I'm just thinking about the angles here. I think for the Utahraptors, it makes sense for their enclosure to be against this cliff edge. So maybe we could... I wouldn't mind trying to make something that looks a bit high security though. The bad part about Dominion is that I took my dad to go and see it for his birthday. So me and Dane went to see it on his birthday. So I understand how you feel at Lemonade. How big would a typical 2 hexagonal... can I have it in concrete so I can see it, please? Okay. Then how are we going to get people to view the Utahraptors? That still seems a bit small though for them. do we expand it? Ah, we won't be able to expand it around the back. Okay, what if we just expanded it on the sides? Okay. Then we can put trees in the back. I don't know though. Bringing back Spino's fan service. Oh, exactly. It would only ever be fan service to bring it back. Remember that I made everyone upset about the Spinosaurus dying on Evolution Square's livestream. Oh yeah. I mean, at some point I need to finish my Dominion rewrite. I'm kind of stuck at the moment in it. But let's just say that my Dominion rewriting, there's so much more character death in it. Actually, I've had a different idea. It's a bit cheesy, but I was thinking, why don't we have, I'll draw it out. Why don't we have like a raptor claw shaped enclosure for the Utahraptor? Because it would be kind of something like that, wouldn't it? Or do we have the claw going this way and have... which way do we want the claw to go? Oh, maybe... Oh, actually, maybe it makes more sense to have... to have the claw point kind of start here. So, like, have it go... sort of this way, and then have like the ball of the claw like here. It's quite difficult to draw a raptor's claw. Something like that. Didn't know you dabbled in rewrites. Well, Dominion is the only one I have rewritten or begun to rewrite because I think it's such a terrible film. One of the biggest problems, so with my rewrite, I've got like the beginning down and I've got like the ending down. Like I know how I want it to end. I know how it starts. It's the kind of the bit in the middle which is giving me difficulties because I'm trying to remove the contrivance from the film. Just I'm trying to remove plot contrivance entirely from the film, and it's really, really tricky. But yeah, I mean, now that I know we're not moving, maybe next week I'll spend some... Because the video... Triclaw's video for next week is already done. It's already waiting. Which is... What is the video for next week? What is the video for next week? What? Let me check my documents. Where's my YouTube folder? 2024. Oh, so the video next week is part 4 of the Jurassic Architect Park, focusing on building bridges and doing gardens. So that's the video for next week. That's already done and dusted. It's already ready to go. I'm like a week ahead of myself for the first time in ages. So maybe next week I'll spend some time trying to get the Dominion rewrite done, so I can then do a video on it. And as soon as it's done, I'll obviously, you know, I'll do a video and you guys can see what sort of plot I came up with. I can give you guys a sneak peek though. We'll take a quick pause before we move on. Let me find my Dominion rewrite and I'll give you a sneak peek. I haven't done it like a script, so it's not like everything is like scripted completely, but writing it better. Right, let's... Right, and I'll read out to you guys what I have... what my rules are for the rewrite, okay? So my rules are for the rewrite is the cast has to stay exactly the same, more or less. Some characters have been removed, but more or less the character casts are the same. Biosyn are still the villains. And most of the major dinosaurs have to remain, that being the Giga, the Quetz, the Pyro, and the Theri. And I'll tell you guys how I have the film opening. So my movie opens in a similar way to the OG film. We see the Mosasaurus attack a fishing boat. This time, however, as the boat capsizes, we see not one Mosasaurus, but a family underneath the boat, and we watch two young mosasaurs tear a fisherman in half, clearly establishing several important points. Firstly, that the animals that have escaped are a serious threat, and that the animals have started to reproduce. That's how my film would open. Like, we still see the Mosa take out the fishing boat, but it's a lot more bloody and a lot more... Yeah, exactly. We're starting as we mean to go on. Let's see, is there another little bit? Oh, I think this bit you might like. So... this is like a rewrite of the first time we see Ellie. So Ellie arrives in a helicopter in their DFW uniform, joining farmers where they have come to talk to. And the farmer leads her to a cattle shed where inside we see blood and a dead cow laying amongst the hay. And the farmer explains to Ellie that on hearing the noises she came out to find another dinosaur in here and shot it with her 12 gauge. Ellie crouches at the other lump, and the farmer asks her if she knows what it is, to which Ellie says, "Oh yeah, I know exactly what this is." And the camera pans over to her crouching next to the body of a Jurassic Park 3 male velociraptor. She takes a picture on her phone and asks the pilot to take her to Montana as she needs to get an expert's advice. Yep. The chase scene in Malta still happens, but it's Jurassic Park 3 raptors, not Atrociraptors. Just seeing if there's any other little hints I can give you guys. Let's see. Oh, the flyover with Ramsey, Cole, Ellie, and Alan still happens. But alongside the Dreadnoughtus, we also have Jurassic Park 3's Brachiosaurus in the lakes with them. But Alan Grant is distracted looking at the other side where he sees something emerge from the water, and he watches a Jurassic Park 3 patterned Spinosaurus, but with a modern body form, emerge from the water. And I have it that Alan Grant watches at first perhaps a little disturbed, but upon watching it wallow around in the water like a hippo, actually smiles. Because I wanted to kind of... I'm also treating the film... I'd say one thing I'm not going to reveal is how the film ends. In my rewrite ends. But there's an important character moment for a dinosaur and a member of the cast who, shall we say, make up. But that's the only hint I'm going to give you. So yeah, there's just a few hints for my rewriting. But generally overall the film is... My rewrite is more gory, more brutal, trying to get more horror elements in there. There is also going to be a conversation between Alan Grant and Owen, where Alan Grant basically calls him out for the stupidity of training the raptors. Because I feel like that was something that was definitely missed from the original, is that at no point did anyone call out what a stupid idea it was. Oh, I've just realised why this claw doesn't ever look right. It's because the claw isn't straight, is it? The claw is kind of... It's kind of like a sickle, isn't it? So it kind of has to have like a curve to it. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then it goes into the ball of the joint there. And then this one... No. Can you not just give me a straight line? Oh my lord. It's so frustrating. The path and thingy tool on this game. Ugh. Is that good enough, do we think, as a raptor? I know it's not perfect, obviously, but is that passable, do we think? You know, if you look at that from above, would you say, oh, that's a raptor claw right there? I think that's passable, at least. But not even mods can fix the janky-ass fencing. There we go. We got it fixed. There we go. In much more of a point there too. I think that's passable. It's not perfect, but it's passable. I'm going to fill this back area with vegetation. Looking forward to it. I like the more modern clone of Spino. Well, yeah, because like that was one of the things that always used to confuse me about Dominion. Was Biosyn claimed that all the animals were 100% genetically pure. So they should all be identical to modern interpretations of the fossils. So why is the Quetzal oversized? Why is the Moros intrepidus too small? Why is the Atrociraptor too big? Why is the Pyroraptor too big? They're either pure or they're not. The Spinosaurus actually has a name, Asat87. I did not know that. Where does that come from? Like, what is your source of evidence for that? I'm curious. Not saying you're wrong. I just would like to know where that source, where that comes from. Oh, Camp Cretaceous. Oh. Okay then. Okay, if this is the Utahraptor enclosure, I feel it is going to have to be double fenced. Like, we've got to double fence it for safety. And we will then figure out how we are doing the viewing. Again, I don't want to just resort to like a viewing gallery or something. I want to do something different. Let's put in the outer fence. I feel like viewing domes would also be too normalized. 100% genetically pure. Daredevil Therizinosaurus, yeah, or as Nerd Guy Productions calls him. Oh crikey! He uses the same name as the guy in that murder film with the. Leatherhead or whatever the name was. Okie dokie. There's our double fencing. Well, obviously, the double fencing will be changed depending on what types of fence we go with. Oh, Freddy. Yes, Freddy thingy-majig. Oh god, yeah. You are correct there, Canum. So, if we're going to have raptors in here, how are we viewing? How do we view them? Viewing galleries are too normalized. These are raptors. People are going to want to get up close to them. But I think that would be too dangerous. So... I mean, I would say like maybe the viewing dome is the best option then. Let's actually, I'm gonna want to lower the inside of here just by a bit. Again, it's further safety. But I also want the Utahraptors to be like lower than the fence line. Because I want to put some glass windows into the fence. This end of the enclosure, I'm thinking we'll put like a waterfall or something in there. So I'm thinking sort of here, this bit here. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll put in so we have like a wall of glass fencing. Obviously, the only problem with that is it is still kind of dangerous to have just one layer of fence. So I'm thinking if we put another layer in. How does that look? Oh, you can still see through quite well. Okay. So now we just got to kind of mirror it. We might need to shift a couple a little bit. I actually really like how that looks. And we can put like flaming torches or something in between. Sorry, I got distracted there by making the wall. Let me just catch up on chat. Freddy Krueger, yes, thank you, Berenson. Oh, hello, Rob. Thank you. The name 87 for the Spinosaurus is actually from Camp Cretaceous. One of my YouTube is 87. How many assets do they have? Yeah, how many assets do they have? Done with Path of Titans. Eh? Double glass is the death for all photographers in a zoo. You know, you say that? I kind of think that many of these dinosaur parks, I reckon they would have a no photography rule. There are some, like some museums and stuff in this country, you're not allowed to take photographs in them. Because obviously they want people to come and look at it themselves. And I can imagine somewhere like Jurassic Park having a similar rule. Like, you're not allowed to take photographs of our animals because we want people to come and look at them for themselves. I know it'd be like a really bastard thing to do, but like, if you were concerned about making money, I could see Jurassic Park and Jurassic World having non-photograph or no camera rules. And I can imagine also they would come up with the excuse of we don't know how the animals would react to things like flash photography. So I can imagine that's how they would explain it. Be like, oh yeah, we don't know how the animal would react to a flash and it might get aggravated or something. So yeah, no photography allowed at all. I reckon that's how they would do it. I mean, you could be the official Jurassic World photographer. I like that. Actually, I really love that idea, Rob. Like, maybe we could do... Maybe we could do that as a kind of a project on the Triclaw Gaming Discord. We could have like a official Jurassic World photography chat, or like a contest, and each person has to like supply like their sort of an image that they would sell in the Jurassic World parks as like postcards and stuff, like they're an official Jurassic World photograph. And then they would have to do like a little like role play message about like taking the photograph in the wild of the Jurassic Park. I don't know. I just love the idea of having like a team of official Jurassic World photographers. Leave it with me, Rob. Are you on the Discord, Rob? If you are, put it in the suggestions chat that should be there still. Or just put it somewhere and tag me in it. And maybe we could do that as like a competition at some point, or even just have like a channel for it. So I think that would be a fun idea. I'll even give people a special role in the channel. Make you like if you win or you have an especially good shot, I'll make you like have a role of official Jurassic World photographer. I quite like that idea. Okay, so if you're looking at the Utahraptors, you can obviously use the glass fence. Or I think a viewing dome somewhere is probably the best course of action. I do want this, though, to kind of stand out from the other areas of the park. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is... So this is all going to be forest anyway. Kind of want to, like, separate it from the rest of the park. So you kind of, you like have to pass through like a stone archway or something, and then you'll be in like the Utahraptor area. I mean, I know people like Eva would probably use like a fence wall or something, but I don't want to have too much fencing in the park. I want to try and keep it looking relatively natural like we've done elsewhere. Because fundamentally, too much fencing is also kind of ugly. There should be a link in the description. If it doesn't work, let me know and I shall... sort it out. We'll be finishing in a second. But I did want to spend some time at the end. So last stream, I forgot to name our Australotitans. So we're going to spend some time now at the end. We're going to name our Australotitans, but also the new animals we put in the park. So, our male Australotitan. Give me a name suggestion. Remember, it's a mating pair of a male and a female, so if you can come up with a name that works as a pair, you know. Duke. Quite like that. Duke and Duchess. I like that. So, Duke and Duchess. Okay. I think there's 2 male Torosaurus, aren't there? Let's name our male Torosaurus. So, two male names for the Torosaurus. Reuben. I like that. Reuben. And Arthur. Obsidian. Ooh. No, we'll stick with Arthur. Tarchia 6. The Tarchias will leave. Let's... I think we've also got, like, there's only 2... I think there's 2 Polycanthus in here. Are these a mating pair? I think they are, aren't they? No, they're both... They're both identical. We've got 2... We've got 2 male Polycanthus in here. So, well, I suppose they could be either sex. Let's... Has anyone got a good combo for waffle and pancake? Okay, let's go obsidian for one of these. And I quite like Damien as well. Damien and obsidian. I like that combo. And right, so where's Huangosaurus number 1? Right, so our male Huangosaurus Let's have a male Hwango. Toby. I like the name Toby. Toby. And our second male as Josh. Let's have some female names for our female Hwangos. Jet and Rebel for the Gigant Spino. I like those. I like those at Lemonade. Okay. Where's Gigant Spino number 1? Jet and Rebel. So we got Donna. Zoe. We've got one other female. Banana. Okay, Banana. Susan. We'll do Susan for our Gigantospino. So we've got Susan. What is this one doing? Oh, look. Oh, no, she's waiting for an animation to play out. Oh, Melissa. Yeah, we'll call one Melissa. And our last female... Gary. Nice. Well, I think I am really happy with how this enclosure turned out. The use of the kelp as giant prehistoric bamboo is an inspired idea. I shall have to remember that and do it more often. In fact, so at some point I'm going to make a video aimed solely at modders and people who are new to modding Jurassic World Evolution 2 and like what sort of things you can do with the mods and coming up with imaginative ways of using things. So using the kelp as bamboo is definitely something I'm going to do more often. Thank you, Righteous Ham. Yeah, I want to say thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a very active, very busy stream, which is always good. Don't forget to like if you haven't already, and please subscribe if you're new to the channel. And yeah, I will see you next week, Wednesday actually. Next week on Wednesday, I'm going to do a stream to make up for Fallout not doing one. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. Not sure what we'll do yet. I might play something random, maybe War Thunder or something. We'll see. But yeah, I will see you guys later on. And wherever you are, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your Sundays, and good night.